2020, while being the crappy start of the new decade so far, with the severe cases of COVID-19 skyrocketing across the world, introduced some of the best seasons in NINJAGO since 2018, Prime Empire and Master of the Mountain. The latter of which, we learned that King Vangelis took on the identity of the Skull Sorcerer and forced the Munce and Geckles tribes into slavery and profited from selling Vengestone to maintain joy in Shintaro. He said that he found a quote-unquote customer willing to pay dearly for it. If you ask me, he's really into shady business deals in the black market. As some of you already know, Vengestone is a mineral that negates elemental power. We have seen it used before throughout the series run, but it played a very important role in Season 13, since it was, as I've stated earlier, being mined and sold to an unknown customer, and it will most likely play an even bigger role in Season 14, or whatever installment will be released in 2021. So, who is it? Or who did the Skull Sorcerer sell the Vengestone to? Well, today I will be listing a few ideas I came up with or interesting concepts I found online as to who would want to buy Vengestone from the Skull Sorcerer, ranked from least plausible to most plausible. I'm just making the script up as I go on, so I don't know how many ideas I'm going to write. That's just professionalism at its finest, my dude. Number 1. Garmadon. Garmadon was resurrected as a villain in Sons of Garmadon, but in March of the Oni, he assisted the ninja in defeating the Oni, and during the end, he left to go to an unknown location. And since then, we haven't seen him at all, so who knows what he's been up to. As to why he would want to make a deal with Vangelis to buy Vengestone, I don't know, it's a possibility. Number 2. Klaus. Klaus hasn't been seen at all since the Dark Island trilogy. As of now, he's currently banished in the underworld. One of the many theories about Season 13 was that he was the Skull Sorcerer, and the Awakened Warriors were juiced up versions of the Skulkin. But what the writers could do is harken back to this theory, where he somehow used his magic powers to play telephone with Vangelis to buy the Vengestone to get his revenge against the ninja and the Elemental Masters for what happened in the tournament and the Dark Island. Could you imagine that? Two sorcerers communicating with each other for one of those sick Vengestone deals. You can buy Vengestone on a 50% discount. Number 3. The Overlord. It was heavily emphasized that the Dark Lord himself was intent on stealing Lloyd's golden power in Season 3, and we did see Lloyd being unable to do anything after Pythor captured him with a mechanical snake. Since he was able to capture a superpowered being like Lloyd, then it is a possibility that the Overlord knows about the Vengestone in Shintaro and had Vangelis mine them for him, which would explain why that mechanical snake was able to trap Lloyd. It may not be a likely one though, because if golden power is the most powerful element as it's suggested to be, then shouldn't it be immune to Vengestone? Should it? No, seriously, should it? I'm legitimately asking, I don't know. Number 4. Aspheera. Aspheera is a pyroviper sorceress who is currently incarcerated in Criterium prison for attempted banishment on Wu, but instead banished Zane. 1,000 years ago, she tricked Wu into teaching her spinjitzu so that she could overthrow King Mamba V. However, Wu and Garmadon defeated her by using forbidden spinjitzu. Flash forward to the present day, and she was defeated by forbidden spinjitzu again. So maybe she used her magic to forge connections with Vangelis to buy Vengestone to give her an edge over the ninja. How, you may ask? Psh, I don't know. How does Vengestone block an elemental power? Number 5. Nauticon. One of the major theories going on is that Nauticon will return in 2021. One of the main reasons as to why is because the Teapot of Tyran made a few Easter egg appearances in Seasons 11 and 12. In Season 12, the Teapot was found by Clutch Powers, who seemingly opened it because a puff of orange smoke was seen in the alleyway. He may have released Nauticon accidentally, who is now buying Vengestone from Shintaro through his seductive wish granting. Number 6. The Time Twins. In Season 7, Acronix and Crux went back in time to when they had their powers stolen, but their plan was foiled by Kai, Nia, and Wu. After Fireboy and Water Girl went back to the present with the Reversal Blade, Wu remained with Acronix and Crux and they all got lost or something. Kinda like when your pencil falls off your desk and when you look down and entered another dimension because it's nowhere to be found. But in Season 8, Wu returned as a baby, but there was no sign of Acronix or Crux. There's this theory going around that they were the ones who bought the Vengestone and will return as the main villains in 2021. So the Time Twins' return could revolve around their decision to buy Vengestone. They could have returned at the same unknown fashion as Wu, and went into hiding to exact their revenge by the use of Vengestone. Number 7. Pythor. Pythor was the first villain to use Vengestone against the ninja. Way back in Season 1, he trapped the ninja in an overhanging birdcage that was made entirely out of Vengestone. The reason as to why he's so high up on this list is because Tommy Andreessen, the guy who co-created this whole franchise, stated that there will be some reintroduction to classic stuff, characters, and callbacks. That's why there are older villains on this list, because we could be re-entering old stuff. Pythor hasn't been seen at all since Day of the Departed. Where has he been? He could have found Shintaro, and through the use of his forked tongue, made a purchasing deal with Vangelis. Number 8. A completely new villain. I know I said that I was listing villains that we've already seen, but it's plausible that the Skull Sorcerer's customer is a completely new character that we haven't seen before. Yes, there may be reintroduction to classic stuff, but at this point it's too early to know what that means. So saying that villains such as Pythor and Nauticon will return as villains in 2021 is kind of reaching. But anyways, it's a possibility. But we'll see in 2021, shall we? Anyways guys, those were 8... 9 individuals who could be the buyers of Vengestone from the Skull Sorcerer. Do you have any ideas as to who else is the Vengestone buyer that I haven't mentioned already? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways guys, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to watch more videos. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KingKnightFury. And as always, I will see you dudes in the next video. Bye bye!